car noises. There's no one doing nothing.
All right, what's up? We got back up to the garage yesterday to do some work on the Blazer. It's nothing crazy, but it's a start, and it helps me with the motivation to see this through. So as you can see, we got the 9-inch mocked up. It's just sitting on the leaves right now, but then we've mocked up the Strange brakes, and I got the Bogarts in on Friday. So that's all just kind of sitting on there. Nothing crazy. Everything was pretty new on the truck, so it all came apart pretty easy. But here's the old rear end and drive shaft. So all that stuff's out. I've got to transfer the shock extensions off of this rear end onto the 9-inch, and then I have to start ripping apart the interior of this thing. All right, so yesterday my brother had taken some measurements to see where the amount of clearance from the inside of this wheel well to the back of the wheel, and we're pretty tight. So the next thing, I guess, is I'm going to pull all the plastics out of the interior so we can cut the wheel wells open and mini tub the truck. Along with that, we're going to pull the rear seat out and do a false floor so all of my cleaning materials and anything else that'll fit in there can be thrown underneath it. That way it's just not as much shit hanging out inside the truck that everyone can see. Along with tubbing the truck, I've got to pull the axles out of this, out of the front end, and probably the torsion bars as well. There's a company that makes a coilover conversion for the front end, so I'm probably going to end up going that route, getting rid of the torsion bars altogether and just upgrading to a set of Viking coilovers, just so I don't have to fight with the keys and anything like that anymore. But yeah, so yesterday it was not crazy, but pretty productive. It only took a couple hours to get the rear end and drive shaft out and then get the new one mocked up. Like I said, everything on the truck in the back's relatively new. All the way down to like the U-bolts, and the leaves are brand new. So the biggest pain of the whole project was just getting the nuts off the U-bolts, because we didn't have a deep socket. We didn't have a socket at all. So I ended up just using a wrench and turning it. So that was the biggest pain. But other than that, it's really not too bad. Here, look at this side. And it's 31 spline axle in the 9-inch. It's nothing crazy, but it should hold everything together. If I break it again, I'm probably just gonna sell the truck. There's no reason this thing should be breaking the rear end. So, but yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. So it's just a quick little update on where we're at. So the next couple weeks, I'll start pulling the front end apart and going from there. So it's really just a matter of saving some money to get some parts and getting Braden under there to build the drive shaft for this thing. And who knows? I don't expect it to be back on the road much before next spring, but I guess if I didn't want to go too crazy with it, we could probably get it back on the road by the end of September, beginning of September maybe, I don't know. But I'm not rushing it. This is my long-term project, so however much time it takes, so I'm not really that worried about it. The one really nice thing about these Bogarts is I ordered them through a dealer, Spike Performance, and they're OBS and C10 spec wheels. So, I mean, this is a 15 by 10, and it sits inside the wheel well, as opposed to my Steelies that were on it. They were 15 by 8, and they would poke about an inch, half an inch out past the quarters. So it's nice. It's nice getting parts that are meant for it, that are gonna work. I mean, it's It's gonna look good when it's done. The next big issue is finding what wheels to put on the front. The dealer didn't have the 17s that I wanted in stock, so I either have to find another set of 17s for the front that are 6x5.5 that kind of match, or go directly through Bogart. So we'll have to see what happens there, but I'm not in any crazy hurry for anything. I just want to take my time and get it done as right as possible so that this isn't a matter of doing it over and over and over again. Because, like I said, this truck was apart back in March to be lowered, and we kind of really did everything as quickly as we could to get it done in time for Ocean City, which just led to stupid little shit going wrong, and ultimately it may have played a role in breaking the rear end. But aside from that, not a whole lot else that we can do about it. So, yeah, that's all I got.